Coach. Welcome to another live stream with me, Sha-day Johnson. So excited to be coming here today to talk about a topic that I think is going to be super helpful for you. So, we're going to be talking about what to do after you get a new coaching client. So, this is basically your onboarding process. And so, I wanted to just give you the exact steps. I narrowed it down to three plus a bonus step because it's like the bare minimum of what you have to do. Because my goal here is to help you if you are always scrambling behind the scenes anytime someone says yes to actually wanting to work with you, especially if you're in the beginning of your business or maybe you've already signed a few clients. That process, unless it's broken down to us, we might be a little bit like, am I doing this right? What do I need to be actually sending to them or having them do? So let's talk about it. If you are seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm Sha-day Johnson, and I'm the tech strategist and YouTuber for coaches. And I specialize in teaching you how to use different tech tools that will help you streamline and automate your business. One of my favorite tech tools is Paperbell, which I will be talking about after we go through these steps, because I think that tool will really help you with this process. And if you are watching this live, definitely say hi in the comments. I would love to chat with you and answer any questions that you have. And even if you're watching the replay, definitely let me know in the comments if you have any questions or just say hi because I like when you guys say hi. And if you are watching this in our amazing Facebook group called Automated and Abundant Coaches. Hi, welcome to our new members. We had some new people join recently. We're growing. I mean, it's not like this massive 50,000 people group yet, but we're almost at like 200 people, and I'm just super proud. And I'm actually loving getting to know each and every one of you. So, welcome and hello again if you're joining me for this usual weekly live. So, let's go ahead and get down to it. I'll keep an eye on the chat in case any questions come in. But like I said, I have three steps. I'm looking down at my notes here. So, first things first, if you're putting yourself out there, promoting your coaching services, someone says, yes, I want to work with you after you maybe have like a discovery call with them, AKA your sales call. What do you do? How do you actually start working and coaching with this new client? So, first thing you want to do is make sure you get a payment. I mean, that's probably obvious, but you definitely want to make sure you get a payment. I highly recommend, unless you are actually agreeing to, work for free, get the payment up front so that way there's no confusion and everyone's on the same page that this is like a business transaction. We're not working for free unless that is something you're choosing to do, which is totally fine as well. So you want to get a payment. Now, how are you going to get a payment? You can use different, what they call payment gateways. So most popular ones are Stripe and PayPal. I personally use both of those and haven't had any issues with them. If I had to pick one over the other, I would say use Stripe. And that's only because if you end up using the tool that I love called Paperbell, if you use Stripe, that's how you're actually allowed to offer payment plans, versus it's not available if you use PayPal with Paperbell. So if everybody's paying in full, that's not going to be an issue. But if you offer payment plans, I would say go ahead and go with Stripe. Also, Stripe just has like less horror stories. Like I said, with PayPal, I haven't had any issues personally, but I've read a lot of, scary things online about it and people's personal experiences. And so I tend to hear about that more with PayPal versus Stripe, but you be the judge, make your own decisions there. So first thing you want to get is a payment. And oh my gosh, hello. Hi, Marissa. So good to see you. Oh, I love Marissa. You always join, and it's always so fun. She's in our group and is like, I think, a top contributor. So thank you so much for joining. So we got the payment out of the way. Now we want to make sure we get a contract signed. And so with a contract, I've talked about this before, like on my YouTube videos. I always recommend getting a contract. I am not a lawyer. However, I think it's super important when you're doing a business service with someone that you have a contract that actually details what's expected from both parties. So I'm using the terms as if I am like a lawyer, but I'm not. It's just what I've learned along my own business journey. Getting a contract is super helpful in case any questions arise or any issues arise. So get a contract signed, ideally before you start working together. And then the third step that you want to take after someone says yes to working with you is you want them to book their first session or all of their sessions. So I talked about this, was it last week? I don't remember. I've done so many lives at this point, but oh yeah, it was last week because I was talking about what's the first task you should automate in your business, and that is scheduling or automating your calendar. So if someone needs to book a session with you, instead of going back and forth, manually saying, "Hey, when are you available?" Well, and what time zone are you in, and all of that, you just send them a link to your calendar and say, "Hey, pick a time that works for you," because you'll set your availability. If you're available Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 12 to 5, they'll only be able to choose from those times, and it'll be reflected in their time zone. So that way there's no like issue with that. So um, once you get that first session booked, then I told you I had a bonus step. So those are like the bare minimum things you want to do. You want to get, once someone says they want to work with you, you want to get the payment, you want to get your contract signed, and you want to have them book their first session with you. Now, something you might also want to do, a bonus step, is send them some sort of materials. So it can be like your welcome packet that you've created, which is basically like technically a welcome packet. I used to do this when I was a virtual assistant. So it's like a packet that says, "Hey, I'm so excited to work with you. Here's what you can expect. Here's my contact information." This is basically like an informative little packet, but it's, digital, that just gives details about what they can expect from your program. And that's totally optional. That's, you can do that down the line. Don't stress yourself out about creating that before you can even find a client, because it's not, a, a deal breaker. But also you want to include, like I said, your contact information. And also, oh, the other thing was, sometimes if you're a coach, you might want to do some sort of intake survey. So, or you can call it like an onboarding survey. So it's all those questions, depending on what field you're in or what industry, what niche you're in, the questions that are going to best prepare both you and them to really get a good transformation from you. So like if you're a business coach, obviously most of those questions are going to be about the business that they want to start or the business that they've already had, and like what they want to how they want to grow it, what they want to sell, and what they're struggling with. So that way, once you do have your session, you can review all of that, and you can actually go a little deeper because you've already gotten all of that info, uh, all of that info in your intake survey. So those are the 4 steps. I think I see something in the comments, so let me just double check. Um, okay, so let's see. The CRNA chase. I don't know what that means, but I feel like that's like a nursing thing. But they say, "Do you need a contract if my course, coaching, and community is hosted through Thinkific?" So if you're mainly doing a course, it's not and again, this is not legal advice. Okay. So you don't necessarily need to have them sign a contract. It's more so you would have a page that's for your, or not even a page, but you would have terms and conditions. That's the word I was looking for. So you would create your terms and conditions about your course slash coaching. Now, if they are actually getting coached by you, you still may want to consider having a contract. But if your terms and conditions include all the information and then they actually like agree to it as they purchase, then you'll probably be okay. Again, not legal advice. But I'm just saying, as a course creator myself, like I don't have people sign a contract, to take my course. I They agree to the terms and conditions when they actually like check out. So hopefully that was helpful. So yeah, recap. You want to get a payment, a contract, get the first session booked, and possibly send them a welcome packet or an intake survey. Now, how are you going to do that? What are the tech tools, or in this case, the tech tool that you will use to actually get that done? Well, as you know, like I said in the beginning, Paperbell is my favorite tool for coaches. It's an all-in-one tool that handles scheduling, contract signing, payments, and client management for your coaching business. So, all of those steps that I just detailed are going to be able to be accomplished if you have a Paperbell account. And so if you aren't using Paperbell right now, all of those 4 steps you will have to do manually, and you most likely will have to use like different tech tools to accomplish that. So let's break it down. For your payment, you're going to have either Stripe or PayPal. For your contract, if you're not using Paperbell, you would have to use a contract signing software. So you could use like DocuSign or basically any other. I'm forgetting the other one that I usually recommend, but DocuSign is one of them. And then if you're having them book a session, you might be using Calendly. And then for sending your bonus materials, welcome packet, you might just be doing that through email. So that's a bunch of steps and a bunch of different tools to be using if you're not using Paperbell, which is an all-in-one tool that's going to handle each of those steps within one hub. So with Paperbell, when you create your coaching package, you set it all up to say, okay, this is my, let's say, one-on-one package where I'm coaching you for 12 weeks. It's going to be $2,500. You're going to set up your payment pathway, which is either going to be PayPal or Stripe inside of Paperbell. And then you're going to set up your availability. So that way, when they go to actually purchase the package, they're automatically going to be taken through these onboarding steps. So you're literally just sending one link to the package that you created. And once they click on it, they're going to be prompted to purchase. They're going to be prompted to sign their contract, and they're going to be prompted to book their first session with you. And then on the back end, you're going to set up automations that say, hey, once somebody buys this coaching package, go ahead and send them this email that has my welcome packet in it. So you see how that is like so much easier to do versus having to do everything manually. So that is the reason why I recommend Paperbell, because it just really streamlines the onboarding process. So if you do want to get started with Paperbell for free, you can use my link, which is shadayjohnson.com/Paperbell. And actually, I believe I can bring it right on up here on the screen. Here we go. I always forget to do that until like I actually already said it. But you can start for free with Paperbell. I love, love, love it. I do have tons of tutorials on my YouTube channel about how to use Paperbell. And also in this group, you can find lots of resources in our Facebook group, Automated and Abundant Coaches. So let me know if you have any questions about this onboarding process where you are going to be automating it because you're going to be using Paperbell. Now, I did a challenge, a 4-day challenge back in June, which I called the Backend Blueprint Challenge, where I detailed how to get the back end of your business set up, how to choose the actual tech tools you'll be using. So whether or not you're using Paperbell or choose to use something else, we still went through all of that and how you're basically going to be creating a more seamless back end experience. So that way it actually reflects to your clients and they feel very taken care of and think you're like the greatest coach ever. So, if you want to get access to the replay for that challenge, let me bring it on up. I set up a little ticker across the thing. I think it's so cool. So all you have to do is go to shadayjohnson.com slash BB replay and you can access it for just $9. It's 4 days or 4 video lessons of just value packed information where we go over how to set up your client onboarding process, how to create your first coaching package, how to pick the different tech tools that you'll be using to run your coaching business, and also how to bring on new coaching clients while still serving your current clients, because that is going to, right now you might be looking for your first client, but eventually you're going to have 10, 20, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, okay, wait, all these clients just completed their programs. I need to have more people in the pipeline to actually continue to sell to. So we go over that on one of the days as well. So that concludes this week's lesson. Heads up, I'm not going to be going live next week. Usually I go live on Wednesdays like today at 6 p.m. Pacific, but I will be traveling to go to the Beyonce Renaissance World Tour. So I am so excited. And as much as I love you guys, I'm sorry, Beyonce comes first. So I'm going to take a little break next week and go to her concert. I will report back what my experience was. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I've seen her in concert before, but unfortunately my seats were like super far away. That's a different story for a different day. But this time my seat is on the floor. So I am so excited to see her up close and personal. And I love her new album, love everything about her. So I cannot wait. But that's where I'll be traveling to next week, and I won't be able to go live. Sorry. I might still post a video. Let me not even promise that because we'll just see. But regardless, go ahead and join the Facebook group if you haven't already, which is Automated and Abundant Coaches on Facebook. So that way you can keep up to date with what I got going on and all of the different resources for your coaching business. So I will see you next time. Bye.